Let's just do one more. Let's do one more thing. We just gonna go here. Migrants, they saying that migrants are starting to feel entitled to benefits. I guess this is something that an undercover worker had went over in Seattle to see what was happening. This is the Seattle mayor that you see at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
While the left insists we need more illegals to keep the economy running, the fact is we're out of room. Look at Seattle. The city's fresh out of cash and can't afford to house the illegals. Now, when you have that many, the rent is just too damn high. So the city...
Did y'all know that Seattle was home of Microsoft, the headquarters of Microsoft and Amazon? Yes. Two of the Magnificent Seven, some of the largest corporations in the world, two companies that are largely valued well over $2 trillion. $2 trillion. And you have graffiti, homeless camps, tent cities, and liberal policies. How? How is that possible? How is it possible for companies who are two of the most valuable companies in the world, Boeing, Starbucks, absolutely, and they are tent cities, homelessness, migrant crisis, everything is wrong. It's crazy.
He told them they had to go. No more free hotels, amigo. But they didn't like that. So they're staging a sit-in. Where? The schools. Dozens of them set up camp at the Garfield Park tennis courts. Democrat activists joined them in a show of force. No hotel rooms, no tennis. Investigative journalist Jonathan Cho went there to check it out, and the tennis squatters said, no bueno.
There's someone here who regularly comes to these events that spreads misinformation. And if that person is going to be here recording and spreading misinformation, I'm not sure that we can continue with this press conference at this time.
They're asking you to stop. They're asking you to stop.
For those of y'all that don't understand the ability to be able to record, a lot of people always say, how are you able to record people without their consent? Well, listen, if you are in a public space, you can record anything that you want. It's as simple as that. If you are in a public space, you do not have to cut your camera off. You can record anything that you want. That's just it. Anybody can have their camera out on the streets. Anybody can walk down the sidewalk and record freely without anybody's consent or permission to do whatever it is that they want to do. People need to understand what's going on. And you can't limit people from doing what they want to do and having free speech and the freedom to do what they want to do as far as capturing what's going on. You can record a police officer the entire time, and you don't, and it ain't nothing they can do to stop you. Absolutely not. If you are in a public space, you do not need other people's permission. This is just for y'all own insight and understanding. You do not need other people's permission to be able to record what's going on around you.
It's public park, last check. You can go in there. You can call the police if you want. Mira. Ven acá, ven acá.
Can you get a job?
Don't touch.
Can you get a job?
Don't touch me.
Come in here and show people.
Don't touch me, homie.
What the hell are you? How are you?
You call me an immigrant?
Are you not an immigrant?
No, bro. Why would you say that?
Because you're Asian.
But a migrant sugar daddy swooped in. A private group volunteered to pay for the illegals' hotel rooms if the taxpayers won't. Only problem is now there are no open hotel rooms for Americans. So since money doesn't grow on trees, the free hotel stay ends in 10 days. And once that ends, Seattle may be heading towards a migrant Chaz situation. Tennis, anyone? Investigative journalist and Discovery Institute senior fellow.
Do y'all remember when during the pandemic and the Black Lives Matters and all of that, and remember when they was painting the streets? Maybe a lot of y'all don't remember because y'all got short memories. But remember when during the Black Lives Matters and stuff, I think it was Seattle, and they had took over an entire street, and basically people was able to, like, it was like Amsterdam. Some of y'all may not be familiar with Amsterdam. Amsterdam is I think it was actually supposed to be called Amsterdam, but it was called Hamsterdam. But it was over in The Wire. And so in The Wire over in Baltimore, The Wire is a series, it's the greatest series of all time. In Baltimore, in order to keep all of the crackheads and the dope dealers and all of that stuff away from schools and everything, they all regulated them to this one area that was basically abandoned. And what it did was it removed all of the nuisance and all of the problems from all over the city, and it concentrated it in one area, and they let the people do whatever it is that they want. You can have prostitution. It was people getting head. They were selling crack, cocaine, drugs, and no drug wars. And as long as you kept everything central to one location, and it was like, hey, is this Amsterdam? It's Amsterdam, because of the people, how they talk over in Baltimore. It was like, yeah, man, that's Amsterdam. And so it kind of reminded you to that, right? During the Black Lives Matters protests and during all of the pandemic stuff, they had basically took over whole streets in Seattle. And it didn't matter if it was businesses over there or homes or whatever. They let them basically take over and do whatever it is that they wanted to do, because the police was on under such duress that the police didn't want to do anything, because everybody kept calling the divest from the police and, throw them in jail. And if you touch me, and we're going to protest against this police department, and we're going to find out where your family live. So the police was basically like, we take our hands off of it, and they let the people do whatever it is that they wanted to do in Seattle, until eventually, after some months, they cleared it out. But they just took over and they did what they wanted to do, and it was violence happening all there over there and everything. It was wild. It was absolutely wild. It was crazy. But Seattle was insane itself.
Fellow Jonathan Cho joins me now. Snazzy blazer, Jonathan. It looked like they didn't really care how well you were dressed. They don't want reporters to see migrants swatting on children's tennis courts?
Well, Jesse, it's because I'm exposing the truth right now. They don't want to show that they're essentially extorting the city. They're saying, look, if they don't get money, if they don't get resources, if they don't get motels, they're going to stay. They're going to protest. They're going to create, again, chaos. What an attitude of entitlement. And again, I show that through my reporting, through my videos, and the video don't lie, and they don't like that.
So it's a shakedown. They're going to stop American children from playing tennis until you pay for the hotel rooms.
Yeah, the key here is disruption. And
You got to remember that every time that a government entity or a government body, whether it's local or national, pays for something or agrees to give money, that's your money that they're giving away. It's not anybody else's just random money. That's your money that they're giving away.
Disruption gets the attention of lawmakers and city officials. And credit to Councilmember Joy Hollingsworth, who represents District 3, the Central District neighborhood, a historically black neighborhood, let me mention. By the way, she's saying right now the city has no money. But again, she mentioned that the state legislature earmarked $30 million for these migrants. So it's still unclear, though, when that money's going to come through.
All right. Do us a favor. Lend Clay Travis your blazer, because that's how to pull off a loud blazer. Be safe.
So let me show a couple other things really quickly.
Now listen to what the White House had to say about the raid. Roll it.
There's been a story in New York, an 8-person crew of border crossers found with drugs and guns. 6 of them now are out on bail. Does President Biden think policies like that are making the country safer?
Anyone found guilty of a crime should be held accountable. We have been very, very clear about that.
Do you guys think that some big cities in this country have liberal DAs that are too soft on crime?
We welcome local law enforcement support and cooperation in apprehending and removing individuals in this country who pose a risk to our national security or also public safety.
Okay, Tom Homan joins us now. Tom, I'm sure you were listening to what KJP had to say there. It appears to me that she's okay with ICE arresting illegal migrants. Did I read that wrong?
No, but her actions speak louder than words, Barney. Like she said, if they break the law, they should be arrested. Well, when you enter the country illegally, that is a crime. Under Title 8, United States Code 1325, they can be charged. But this administration isn't charging them with a crime. They're not prosecuting. They're releasing them. They're flying them to the city of their choice on taxpayer dime, giving a free hotel room, giving 3 square meals a day, giving free medical attention, and work authorization, which is the real reason they came here to begin with. So, her actions, this administration's actions speak louder than words. From day one, This administration hasn't been accurate on their messaging. They've been lying to the American people on day one. This isn't mismanagement. This isn't incompetence. This is by design, and they know it.
So, first of all, where are they getting money to get bail? Secondly, are they even having to put up a cash bail in the first place? Third, how are they getting work authorization? Fourth, we don't even know who these people are. Fifth, you can't say if they did something illegal, they walked into the country illegal. And this whole country is just trash, bro. It's just absolutely trash. And then they right back out on the street. So then this is kind of sort of the thing that the mayors and stuff was talking about. It's like you can put as many police officers, you can do as much investigation as you want to. But if you arrest these people for having guns, they had guns, ammunition, drugs, all of that stuff, and they were squatting illegally. Okay, cool. And they right back on the street. So what's the point of deploying all of these resources in order to prevent them from destroying the communities and the crime that's in the communities if they right back on the street after doing crime? I'm about to go to the gym. Time Dog is tired. I'm tired of all of the nonsense that's happening across the board. For the bag chasers, I did a late night live stream last night on After Hours. And so I posted when we're going to be doing a live stream for Stock Club this week. I posted the updated time inside of the Patreon. So that is up now. All right.